God, it's time for Let Joe's
Crazy
Adventures. Wild and crazy stories of Let Joe's 9 lives.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Little Joe's Adventures. Well, just give you a background of what this is all about. When I was a kid, some of my family members used to call me Little Joe. And throughout my years growing up, and even now, I had a lot of adventures. And a lot of the adventures, I should have been dead. So that's why I say crazy adventures and 9 lives of Little Joe. So I just thought I'd record it and just see how it goes. You know, I had some friends, like when I was in the Navy, to tell him the stories and tell other people the stories. But something just stayed on me for years of I just need to record it. So here I am, I'm stepping out and recording it and just see what happens. So I got about, I guess right now, about 20 stories that I just wanted to get out there. So this is story 1. It's called Snow Day. I dressed for the occasion. Okay, I'm from North Carolina, and we didn't get too much snow when I was there, so I loved to play in the snow when we did get snow. One year after I got my driver's license, my stepdad let me drive this Volkswagen, 70-something Volkswagen, sunroof that leaked when it rained. Had a lot of adventures in that Volkswagen. Well, one day it snowed in North Carolina. It was some nice, pretty snow. And in the Volkswagen, I always, in my mind, I was in a 4-wheel drive truck that could drive through anything and not get stuck. So in my mind, that's what I was driving. Reality, I was driving a Volkswagen that didn't have that much power. So this particular day, it snowed on a Friday. It might have been the Thursday. Anyway, I know that Friday night is the first night of the snow. Everybody was off the streets and you know, staying inside. I decided to go out on a date. So before I went to go pick my date up, I had to go to the car wash to clean the bug up. You know, guys got to clean the car before they go out. So everybody's car is all muddy and dirty from the snow. So I go to the car wash, and they cleaned the front part of the car wash where you drive in. It was all, the snow and everything was cleared off. But the back side of the car wash, it still had snow. So I went in there, poured in, washed the bug and all that, and got them all ready, cleaned up. So when I'm ready to go, instead of backing out, you know, backing out where there's no snow, I wouldn't get stuck. I didn't want to do that. I decided to drive through this fresh snow that nobody has touched. It was so pretty. It was just marvelous. I had to drive in it. I had to be the first one to get my tires in it. So I get in the bug, put it in first gear, start driving forward, and as soon as the 4th tire got onto the snow, I'm stuck. Put it in reverse, I'm spinning. Put it forward, I'm spinning. I'm just stuck. Like I said, it's not a 4-wheel drive. It's a Volkswagen 4-cylinder. So I get out of the car, and for the next hour, I am digging in the snow, falling in the snow, just throwing snow everywhere. I'm getting dirty. I'm all sweaty, wet, cold, dirty. Car's getting dirty again, and I'm doing everything I can to get from stuck in the snow. And believe it or not, that's the time before cell phones. I couldn't call for help. I had to get myself out. So I'm digging. So what I ended up doing was getting the floor mats out of the bug and putting the floor mats down, move the snow out the way, put the floor mats down, back up a little bit, get stuck, you know, move the floor mats, whatever. I just did all that. Took about an hour, a little more, to get the car from unstuck. Finally, I'm happy. I'm always tired and frustrated and mad. And now the car is dirty again. And I'm about to be late. So I remember I threw the floor mats in the back seat or something and took off, made it to my date. I know she was mad, but I don't know what I came up with. But anyway, that's day 1, Friday night. Saturday morning, you know, the sun is coming out and it's still cold, but the ice is melting a little bit, the ice and snow. So I go to pick up my cousin Barney. Hey man, I ain't seen you in years, but anyway. So I go pick him up Saturday morning, and I decided to take the back streets. Instead of going the streets where the streets were all clear from the snow, I decided to go the back way because I like driving in the snow. So I remember driving over there by Brownsville, my elementary school. I drove past there and I'm like going through the snow, you know, it was melting, so it was slushing. Like, I enjoyed driving through the slushy snow. Went and picked my cousin up. So instead of, again, coming back home, going the route where the snow was cleared off, I decided to try another way. So I went down this road where they had cleared off, you know, the center lane. So one way I could have made it through without touching snow, but it was some other snow. The street was wide enough for like 2 cars. So it was the other part hadn't been touched. You know, the snow was still there. So I came up with this bright idea. Why don't I drive with 2 tires on the dry concrete, you know, the dry pavement, and 2 tires in the snow. Yeah, that was a good idea. So as soon as I did it, I would drive down the road and turn a little bit and let my front tire hit the snow, and it's like just pull me around the road. As soon as the tires hit the snow, it just somehow just dragged me off and stuck me in snow. So I get out of the car and I'm trying to tell I guess my cousin was, I guess, 10, 11 years old. You know, not old enough to drive, never driven before. I'm trying to tell him how to put a stick in reverse. That's one of the hardest things to do. The hardest thing to learn in driving a stick is putting the stick in reverse. So anyway, he's in the driver's seat. I'm yelling at him, telling him to put in reverse and telling him what to do, come off the clutch slow, and I'm trying to push, and I know that was a sight to see. You know, I'm yelling and screaming and pushing, and the car's all jerking, he's trying to do what I'm telling him to do. The car's not going anywhere, so it's just crazy. So while I'm going through all this, a big pickup truck rolled up and stops in the middle of the street. And this big white Marine dude jumps out this pickup truck. I remember it was a big old Ford, big guy. And he gets out the car, well, he gets out his truck and says, "Get back into the vehicle." I said, okay. So I told my cousin to get over in the passenger seat, put his seatbelt on. I got in the driver's seat and put my seatbelt on. And this guy literally pushed the whole bug up out this hill, you know, pushed it back up into the dry street. And I think he did that. He went and jumped back in his pickup truck and kept on going where he was going. So I guess that's what he was doing all day, was just getting people from being stuck. So I was thankful. I said, okay, I'm not going to do that again today. So I went on and got on and went on home. So now, Sunday, it's time to take my nephew home. So now it's 2 days of this snow and ice and melting and thawing out and freezing again, you know. So now it's pretty much ice. The snow is pretty much gone. It's pretty much ice all over the streets. So as I take him home, I decided to go the back way again, over there by my school, my elementary school. So I came up with this bright idea again. I'm good with coming up with bright ideas. Yeah. So I thought of this: if I would drive for a block fast as I can, and then at the end of the block slam on brakes, so the second block I'll just slide the whole block and stop at the next stop sign. That was my idea. That was the plan. And I told my cousin that's what I was going to do. He had no input. He didn't drive. So here I go. I'm over there by Brownsville, and I start. I made it, drove past the school, got to the intersection, and made it through the intersection, slammed on brakes. Well, again, my plan was for the car to skid forward and stop gradually in the middle, you know, stop at the end of the street. That didn't happen. As I'm slamming on brakes, the car is, you know, I'm sliding. The car started sliding sideways down the street. So I'm like, oh no. So I'm squeezing the steering wheel, and my cousin over there grabbed onto the dashboard, and we were both screaming, ah! So the car is going fast, sliding sideways down the street, and all we can do is scream. So I'm like screaming, holding on, ah! And I remember seeing this white Ford van parked on the side of the road in the corner of my eye as I'm screaming, ah, I'm gonna hit this van. All this is going through my head. We're gonna hit this van, and there's nothing at all I can do about it. So as we're sliding and screaming and sliding and screaming, I see this van come. I see it in front of me, and it's sliding like we're sliding and sliding. I see the van just come right past us. And as I'm screaming, ah, and then it went through the intersection, and we stopped in the middle of the intersection, facing the wrong direction. I could just thank the Lord that I didn't hit that van. I just knew I was gonna hit that van. Thankfully, I didn't hit the van. We were safe. And then, you know, after the car stopped and we finally stopped screaming, it was like, wow, that was pretty fun. I don't know if my cousin thought I was crazy or not, but I think we both thought it was pretty cool. You know, we didn't get hurt. You know, that's fun. So now I'm going ahead and I gathered myself, put everything back together, went ahead and put the car in first and started driving. I hear bloop, bloop, bloop. I was like, uh-oh. I blew my tire out to all that sliding. My stepdad always told me never ride on the flat. But it was too cold, and there was no way for me to go home, and I was in a freezer that I was driving, walking home, and that, I was like halfway between my house and his house. So I kept going on the flat and made it to my grandma's house where he lived. And my uncles had to get out there in the cold and the snow to change my tire out. So that's my one snow adventure. I know I got many more, but that's one.